Hi Year 4. So for geography today, we are going to have a look at where in the world is Pompeii and why people chose to settle there. So we're going to have a quick look at Google Maps and we're going to fly ourselves in to Pompeii. So now that you've had a look at using Google Earth at where Pompeii is, we'll have a look in a bit more detail. So here you can see the United Kingdom where we live. We are just about here. And Pompeii is situated in Italy, the country of Italy, which is over here. And I always think of Italy really easy to spot on the map because it looks like a boot with a heel. So if you look at it, that's the back of the boot, there's the heel, that's the front of the boot, and then going up the front. So that is Italy. And Pompeii is right here. Okay, so what we're going to have a look at is why people decided to settle in Pompeii. So this is a bit more of a zoomed in map, and this is showing the geography of the land, the physical geography. And what you can see here, the bumps that you can see are the higher land masses. So you can see here Mount Vesuvius and Pompeii here. And this land here is very flat. It's also right next to this bay. This is called the Bay of Naples. And it's actually very protected. If you can imagine, if it's very windy, the sea's very rough, this part here where Pompeii is, this part of the bay would have been very, very sheltered. And you're on flat land and you've got mountainous areas around you, so you're well protected as well. If we have a look at why people would have settled at the site of Pompeii, we can just have a look at what site means. So site is the place where the settlement is located, for example, on a hill or in a sheltered valley. Well, we've seen it's on a very flat piece of land near the Bay of Naples. And its situation, this describes where the settlement is in relation to other settlements and features of the surrounding areas. So the site of Pompeii is next to the Bay of Naples and it's next to Mount Vesuvius. So settlements, let's have a look at why people settle where they do. And you'll remember some of these features from when we did the Just One Drop narrative and where we decided as the Navajo tribe to settle near the river. So settlers often look for certain features in an area to make their life easier, and it makes them choose that site to live. So flat land, because it makes building easier and safer. Well, we've seen, if we look back at the map, that Pompeii is situated on flat land there. Also, raw materials. So is there wood, stone to be able to build homes? Well, they live next to a mountain, so there's definitely going to be stone for them to quarry. I suspect there would have been at that time in 79 AD, well, before that even, when the settlement was first chosen, there would have been plenty of forest around. A local water supply for drinking, washing, cooking and transport. Well, they've got the Bay of Naples, so they've got that. Good farmland with fertile soils so people could grow crops. Well, the land next to a volcano, the flat land, will be incredibly fertile because over time throughout history, the volcano would have erupted and brought out the lava. All the minerals would have come out from the volcano and it would have made the land very fertile. So the people who settled in Pompeii would have been very easily able to grow crops. Shelter to protect from bad weather. Well, they've got the shelter because they're living in the bay And also, they've got quite mountainous regions around them, again, protecting them from the bad weather. Transport links, well, they've got a water source to travel on because they've got the Bay of Naples. So you can see why they would have chosen to settle in Pompeii. However, why would you choose to settle next to a volcano? At first, it may seem odd that people would want to live close to a volcano. After all, volcanoes have a nasty habit of exploding, discharging liquid rock, ash, poisonous gases, red-hot clouds of embers, and generally doing things that kill people. Yet, throughout history, people have deliberately chosen to risk all those hazards and live near them. And they choose to do this because they feel that the advantages outweigh the disadvantages. And most volcanoes are perfectly safe for long periods in between eruptions. The main things that would have attracted the people to live in Pompeii and live near Mount Vesuvius were the precious minerals and the fertile land, really easy to grow their crops. Okay, so your task. I would like you to imagine that you are living in Pompeii in 79 AD. And I'd like you to create a flyer, which is a one-page leaflet, and it just has a few facts on it, and it will probably have a picture on to show people where it is and why they should choose to settle there. So if you can, on your flyer, have a map of Pompeii and show its proximity to Mount Vesuvius and the Bay of Naples, and if you could just put in a few bullet points why you would persuade people to settle there. And that is your task for today for your geography.